Hey everybody, welcome back to Everyday Harvest. Are you tired of a dry Thanksgiving dinner? Well, today we're going to be talking about how to make the most moist turkey that you'll ever have. So come along for this ride as we make this beautiful, beautiful bird. So let's jump into making this turkey. To prep ourselves, we've got a number of things that we've got to do. We can break this out into 4 easy steps. First, we've got to prep the seasoning and stuff for it. Second, we got to prep the bird. Third, we got to cook it. And fourth, we got to enjoy this thing. It's gonna be delicious. I've made this a number of times this exact way, and it's honestly my favorite way of cooking a turkey. A lot of people love to spatchcock one. Some people like to smoke them and all these other variations of it, and they're all good. But this is my personal favorite. It just adds a lot of great enjoyment into this holiday, and I'm excited to share it with you. So let's jump into it. So let's talk about what we got here. First, over here, we start with our base of butter. We're going to be making an herb butter. We've got some parsley, some garlic, and some lemon and lemon zest. And we're going to be putting that all together in a moment. We've also got some of the innards for the turkey that we're going to be putting in there. I don't have any fresh rosemary because, well, I don't. And so, as I say, use what you got. So I got some dried rosemary. At the heart of it all, though, we do have the bird. And it's super exciting to have this. There's one missing ingredient that I'll show you later as we get going through this process, but it's going to make this so delightful. We are going to be making our herb butter today. As I said, we got some butter, garlic, lemon zest, lemon juice, and some parsley. If you've got other herbs that you want to do with it instead, that's great. This is what I'm using. So we're using about a small bunch of it. Honestly, I don't know who buys a small bunch of parsley unless you're like taking it from your own garden. I don't eat parsley that often, so it's one thing I'm not likely to grow very often. So we've got a small bunch of parsley and a cup of butter. So 2 sticks of butter is what we're looking at. And for the garlic, we're looking about 2 cloves worth. If you want more, great. I added a little bit more, so really I've got about 3 cloves of garlic here. Nice and minced. If you want to do it differently, you do you. And we've got 1 lemon worth of juice and some zest from 1 lemon. And so we're just gonna make our hands dirty, just like anything else we do in the kitchen. It's okay to make a mess, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. This is going to be our first step in making this delicious bird. We're going to have to get in there. It's gonna be a little naughty, but here we go. We're definitely gonna get our hands dirty with this. Oh, love that blooming smell of garlic. Next, we'll throw in the lemon zest. And before we put the parsley in, I'm gonna put in the juice because I want to make sure I can get what I want. We're gonna do a quick little mix of this. One of my favorite flavors, honestly, of all time is lemon, butter, and garlic. It's just so good. You get that tang from the lemon. You get that sweetness a little bit from there. You also get that bite from the garlic and a little bit more sweetness from the butter. And it's honestly amazing. That's one of the few ways I like my fish. I grew up not liking fish, but that's a different conversation. All right, so this is what we're looking at so far. Of course, my hands are a mess. And now we're gonna start bringing in some of the parsley. We're gonna do this in small doses because it's gonna be really easy to get overwhelmed. And I wanna make sure I have the right consistency here, which the right consistency is up to you. But I want this to be full of herbs. I gotta break down some of the butter as well. The top herbs for me are to put with any sort of bird are thyme, rosemary, and then parsley is number 3. And that's our herb butter. We're going to be putting this inside the skin of the turkey and all over the breast and everywhere else, just to get as much moisture as we can in the bird and allow it to just cook really well. So we're gonna put this aside as we do the rest of our stuff. All right, You've taken out the bird out of the bag, you've cleaned it up a little bit. The first thing to do is make sure you dry it off. One of the worst problems you can have is by leaving your bird super moist. We want to dry it out for a bit. I'm just gonna pat this sucker down. We're gonna get very intimate here. And then we'll move on to the next step. If you can hear that extra noise, here's my lovely assistant. If you want to support her, she's got a Kickstarter going right now. Mama Designs, she's got a little book about Jesus that she's making for little kids. Go check it out. All right, when you've made it as dry as you can, then you're ready for the next step. The next step is going to now include the lovely butter that we made earlier. Got the lemon, the parsley, the garlic, the butter. It's going to be awesome. And what we're going to be doing is lifting up the skin of the turkey as much as you can, especially when we want to get into the breasts. Dark meat is a lot more forgivable than white meat. So the legs, thighs, those are fine typically to keep moisture in them. But the breasts, if you don't do it right, it's going to be super dry. So we're doing this to try and help that. So we're gonna get a little uncomfortable here and get under the skin. Gonna have to really get in there because it does not like it. Just like you, skin is supposed to stay intact, but you know, it's dead. Your hands might get a little cold if it's been sitting in the fridge or thawing out because, you know, dead bodies are cold. Loosen it up as much, especially around the breast, as you can. All this butter that we're going to be adding is going to add so much flavor. So yes, the legs and whatnot are going to be more forgiving, but we want to get in there a little bit too. All right, as you can see, I can get all the way to the bottom of the breast there, on that side and on this side, and I can get into the leg a bit as well. I'm not so worried about the wings because most likely we won't eat much of it. And then, well, that's okay, because we're gonna throw them in and probably make some delicious stock. That'll be a future video. All right, now we've got it's all loosey-goosey skin. We're not gonna throw it in the butter. It's gonna be another mess. You don't have to use your hands when mixing the butter. It just feels really awesome, but it's such a pain to clean your hands afterwards. So you choose what you want to do, but it's gonna be fun. So we're gonna try and get most of this in there. We really want to lather a good amount in there and to rub it in. We're gonna put some more on top, whatever's left. So just keep that in mind. Got a good amount in there on the breasts. I'm now gonna just start stuffing the legs a little bit. Now, a whole cup of butter might seem excessive, especially with all this other stuff in there. But you gotta remember, this is gonna be cooking for a long time. So we wanna make sure that we can keep the moisture in as much as possible. I'm gonna throw just a little bit more in the breast and then rub the rest over the top. All right, just for a view. That's what we're looking at. It's gonna be so good. Like I said, I love the smell of garlic, lemon, and butter all together. It's literally one of my favorite flavors. All right, our next step is to add some aromatics into the cavity of the bird. And so we've got some onion, some lemon, garlic, thyme, and dried rosemary. I just picked this thyme this morning from my garden. Fresh thyme, fresh garlic, fresh onion, keeping everything fresh here. Now, if you want to stuff it with other things, great. This is what I do because of all the flavors that I like. As I said, with a bird, I love thyme as my #1 seasoning. Rosemary is #2, parsley is #3. I usually don't get there because I like these two way better. But we're going to stuff this. I've quartered the onion. You can go a little smaller if you want. I found in years past, if I do like half an onion, I end up not having enough space in the cavity to put everything that I want. And so we're just gonna stuff this bird. It's okay if it doesn't always fit, but you put it in as well as you can. And there we go. We created our herb butter. We loosened up the skin. We added the butter underneath it and on top of it if we had extra. And we put stuff in the bird. And now it's time for the next step. Are you ready? We're ready for the secret special ingredient. Everybody loves this ingredient because, well, first off, who doesn't love this? It's awesome. I love bacon. And here it is. What we're going to be doing is we're going to layer over and make a little blanket with the bacon over the breast of the turkey. As I said earlier, the dark meat tends to be very forgiving, but the breast, not so much. So our point in doing this is to help keep everything in it and to keep the moisture focused in on the internal cooking, whereas some more of the external heat can worry about the bacon. And one added benefit of this is you get bacon at the end too. It's gonna be awesome. So let's cover this and put it to sleep with a little blanket. We wanna make sure that we're covering all through it, overlapping a little bit as we go. We're gonna use a full, as the Brits call it, a rasher of bacon because, well, it's gonna take about that to cover it. Now I'm using thick cut bacon because that's what I buy, because thin cut bacon, is it even bacon? But if you are using thin, great. You do what you have, you do what you like. If you really enjoy thin bacon, great. And that's it for now. Let's move to the next step. So the next step is going to be putting a little bit of oil on it and salt and peppering the bird. We're gonna be a little light on the breast part because, well, bacon can be salty, so we're gonna go for it. Now you can do this part before you put the bacon on. I like to do it afterwards because then it's like the final step for everything. And yes, more fat. We got butter, great. We got bacon, great. Olive oil, great. So let's be honest, this is going to be the most tasty bird ever. And that is what we're going to do for now. We are going to try and tuck in these wings as well as these legs. If you've got some cooking twine, twine those up. I don't have that with me today, so I'm gonna use some of this extra skin that's down here to just keep it tight. And then we're gonna put this tip in. Let's put it back in this way. All right, now let's wash the hands again and let's throw it in the oven. All right, so the next step is to throw the bird in the oven. We're going to start it out at 425 for about 10 to 15 minutes. Just let some of that bacon grease start to cook through, and then we're going to pull it out, baste it a little bit, and lower the temperature down to 350. At that point, we are going to be cooking it for about 15 minutes per pound of the bird. Mine's a 12-pound turkey, and so we're going to be cooking it for about 3 hours afterwards. So here we go. Let's throw this thing in. The last thing to think about is you've got to baste the bird as you cook it. So in about 10-15 minutes, I'm going to baste it once, and then I'm going to baste it probably every 30 to 45 minutes after that. I want to keep that moisture in it. Yes, we've got the butter, we've got the oil, we've got the bacon, and it's going to keep it moist, but our goal is to make this the most juicy bird that you've ever had. So we'll see you in a few minutes, and let's eat some delicious things today. All right, it's time to take the bacon off and let it cook for a little bit longer. So we're gonna take the bacon off 30 minutes before the turkey should be done. And then we're gonna baste it one more time. And then I'm gonna eat the bacon. taking the bacon off, we're going to let it, let the skin get a little crispy here. And so let's baste it real quick. It smells so good right now. It's definitely the bacon, but also the turkey. It smells delicious. All right, so about 30 more minutes in the oven for a total of about 3 hours. Then we'll check to make sure that it's running clear. I'm gonna put a skewer through the leg, make sure that that's running clear liquids. And in the meantime, I'm gonna eat some bacon too. It's time to pull this out and see how it's doing. Ooh, that's looking good. You hear all that? Ooh, it's sizzling nice. All right, so we're going to check the temperature of a couple different spots. Thickest part of the leg. Let some clear liquids run through. Nice. Thickest part of the breast. It's getting close. Check this side just for kicks. It's a little low on that side and on the other side, pretty close, but we're gonna go ahead and put it in for about 5 more minutes, maybe 10, and it should be great. Before we do that, let's baste it one more time. About 5 more minutes, we'll be good. All right, we let it cook just a little bit longer. Now let's try this out again. Perfect. There we go. It's at the right temperature that we want it. Typically we want it at the 165 range for poultry. This is gonna get there as we let it sit for a few minutes. And right now it's sitting at just under, or just at 160. And that internal heat's still cooking and it's still gonna be moving it up. So when we're done, it's gonna be just perfectly moist. And let's let it rest for a bit. And there, ladies and gents, is our turkey. It looks so good. Smells even better in here. Oh, yep, I'm so excited to cut into this. We also have a little bit of bacon left. I ate about half of it, so there we go. We're gonna cut into this. Find that breastbone and just bring it down. Ooh, that is so moist. Oh, look at all that parsley and garlic in there. All right, let's take some of this out. Ooh, that's hot still. That's still warm. All right, so let's take a bite. That is so moist. Come look at that. Look at the steam coming off of it still. As you look in there. That's just pretty. And that, my friends, is how you make super moist turkey. That, of course, is just the white meat there. The dark meat is going to be even more delicious. Oh, and feel that crispy skin. Oh, you get that crunch. I'm super excited to devour this. That being said, thanks for joining me in the kitchen today. Thanks for making a mess and keep on cooking.